You think you've seen weird things. Wait till you see what's only found in Australia. From pink lake that looks like a strawberry milk to kangaroos that crashes golf courses like they own the place. Australia is basically nature's comedy experiment. We've got spiders that eat snakes, birds that start bushfires on purpose, and a town that lives completely underground just to avoid the heat. Yeah, totally basic stuff, right? Stick around because these 7 weird things that are only found in Australia will make you think, is this an actual country? Number 1 is the wildlife. Contrary to popular belief, it is definitely not true that everything here is out to kill you. Sure, there's snakes to be found in rural Australia wherein you need to make sure to look in your toilet before you even use it, but there's really not much snakes in the city. And hey, if we're talking about spiders here, sure, there's a lot of spiders here that looks completely harmless, but once they bite you, you die in minutes. If you like watching Shark Week, then yes, we have a lot of sharks here, different kinds of species, and our sharks are actually known to have attacked a few surfers or swimmers.
A very unexpected guest has checked into a luxury resort in far north Queensland and headed straight for the pool. Holidaymakers in Port Douglas were stunned to spot this crocodile lounging at the bottom of the hotel's 5-star plunge.
Ooh, now that I've started listing all these things, it does sound like everything here is out to kill you. But the truth is, here in Australia, once you've lived here long enough, you're basically going to get used to it. And these incidents are actually rare and few. If you've been living here for a while now, then you actually know the truth that there's only one thing that everyone should be afraid of, which is these ugly, crazy things called drop bears. They normally hide in gum trees or any tall trees out there in your local bush trails. So make sure that if you're going to visit Australia, you ask Aussies about these scary drop bears. You can even ask them, "Hey David, how can you avoid drop bears?" If you know, you know. Second thing on the list is on their bathroom. Australia is actually a big place. In fact, they're the 6th largest country out there in the world. And a kicker is, they only have 27 million population. And what do they do with all this space? They waste it on toilet. Get it? Get it? Get it? Waste it? See what I did there? Cause you put human waste in the toilet. You see, jokes are always funny when you explain them. What I mean by this is some houses actually have their own toilet separated from the bathroom or the shower, like this one. I used to live in this house back then. And as you can see, they even have their own separate vanity. Now, since we've moved, that may not be our current bathroom. However, our bathroom right now is 3x3, which means you can literally turn that into a whole bedroom. And if you're Asian like me, you could literally put in 15 people in there. I don't do that. Anyways, while we're on the topic of toilets, Australia doesn't have any bidets. A bidet is what you normally wash yourself with after you've gone to the toilet. And I tried to get a plumber install a bidet in one of our old houses back then, but he refused because apparently it's illegal. I don't know if that's true, but I believe him because who would turn down free money? It's got something to do with water pressure or something like that. Apparently there's laws on it. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. I was talking about this to one of my colleagues, and basically what they said is that it's unsanitary to have those kinds of things. While in some cultures that use bidets, it's actually unsanitary for us to use toilet papers. Because the truth is, if you're barefoot, which we normally do here in Australia, and you walked over a dog waste, then you wouldn't just wipe it off with a toilet roll, would you? Anyways, since we're talking about toilets, the next on the list is food. Australia has a very diverse culture, which means that their selection of food would be all over the country. There's gonna be food from India, China, Pakistan, Southeast Asia, Europe, or wherever country out there in the world. There's probably a food that you can find here in Australia. But the main different thing here in Australia is kangaroos. Now, it's important to say that not all Australians eat kangaroos, the same way as not all Asians eat dogs. Sure, I ate a dog once, but that doesn't mean that we all eat dogs. That's a joke. That was just a joke. Don't be racist. Anyways, you can find kangaroos in your local Coles or Woolies, and you can even find them in fine dining restaurants here in Australia. I actually had it once. It's not gamey at all. It tastes okay. Speaking about food, the next on the list is food allergen. I know that this is controversial and everyone would say, well, that's common in every country out there in the world. But the truth is, if you grew up poor in a third world country like myself, the bare definition of food allergies would not even be registered in your dictionary. If you have an allergy in Asia, you just die. I mean, we have all the population in the world. So if we lost one due to food allergies, we just pop one right out as a replacement. No gluten allergies, no dairy allergies, no peanut allergies. Just listen to Uncle Roger.
What you want? What you want?
Can I get a nasi lemak but no peanuts?
Nasi lemak no peanut. Why?
Yeah.
Best part of nasi lemak is the peanut. Why you don't want peanut?
I'm allergic.
You're allergic. Why
Yeah,
so
man.
weak? So weak, big man like you scare peanut. Hiya. Uncle Roger, growing up in Asia, I scared earthquake, I scare flood. I never scare peanut. How you raise family if you scare peanut? Little brown nut you scare. Why no peanut? What wrong with you? What wrong with you?
It's somebody else. Do you work here?
Yeah, Uncle Roger, work here. Today first day. Today first day. You got problem?
Don't worry about it, man.
No, just eat peanut. Hospital very close, don't worry.
Number 5 on the list is alcohol is sold at a separate establishment. In most countries that I've lived in or visited in the world, alcohols are actually sold in convenience stores or groceries. But here in Australia, you can only buy them on bottle shops or at the back of someone's dodgy car during alcohol ban on Good Fridays or Christmas. I mean, why would you prevent people from selling alcohol on the days when you need it the most? My Lord and Savior died for my sins, so I need to drink my sorrows away. I mean, it's public holiday, surely you'd want to have a drink or two. And Christmas is when everyone gets together and Jesus is actually born, so you need to celebrate. And it's not like Jesus didn't turn water into wine just for a party, right? Anyways, I digress. The reason why they separate the purchase of alcohol to bottle shops from other establishments, because if you go to your local groceries and alcohol is available over the counter or in the shelves, you can literally just pick up a couple of beers, and once you go out of the groceries, you can basically just pretend that, oh, I just bought a couple of eggs, mate. But in reality, you actually have 2 bottles of tequilas under your bag. But if you go to a bottle shop, you all know why you're there, mate, and it's not for the soft drinks. Well, Australia did not account for Aussies like me. I don't care. I'll go there and buy some alcohol. The 6th on the list would be curbside pickup. Australia pretty much is like any Western countries out there, where we just love so much stuff. And if for some reason we needed some upgrade or to have more space for our new junk that we would love to buy, we always just ask for a council pickup. A council pickup is based from the word itself. It means that you contact your council to pick up junk from a location near your place of residence. If you live in a house, your location would normally be in front of your house, but if you live in an apartment, you need to contact your real estate agent and they're the one who's going to arrange it with the council. Then you're going to receive an email on where the location is for you to put your junk on. And the locations would be normally near your vicinity. And as you can see here, some of this stuff are perfectly fine. People normally just need an upgrade. It's not necessarily that the things that they're throwing away are broken or useless. So if you're broke or acting broke, don't be embarrassed to try and take away some fridge, washers, dryers, or any kind of appliances and furniture in this pile of junk. Honestly, I've picked up countless of things that are currently in working condition from this curbside council pickups. I always say it's better to be rich and pretend to be poor than being poor and acting rich. Last on the list is Vegemite. Vegemite is a local staple here in Australia and they love it. You put a lot of butter in your bread and a touch of Vegemite, then you're good to go. For those who don't know, Vegemite is a byproduct of beer. What a wonderful way of recycling for Aussies that are always evergreen. Then don't like anything to go to waste. So, what's the solution? why not feed them to Aussies? So what they did was feed the masses with this sludge, byproduct of beer, and make a little bit of money out of it too. Just don't talk about Marmite, which is a knockoff of Vegemite. Now I'm gonna tell you a dark fun fact. In the 1940s, 1948 to be exact, there was a marketing push to have babies consume Vegemite. Vegemite was marketed as a nutritious additional supplement for milk.
Yes, that sometimes happens with children. Now, I suggest you mix a little Vegemite in with his milk and give him Vegemite spread on bread and butter.
As you can see, that's completely crazy, and that just shows you how dark marketing can be, because I've done some research on it, because who knows, it might be true, even though I'm really skeptical, because I really think, or I really know that it's not. So the claim is that whilst it's high on vitamin B, which is important for the body, it's also high in sodium, which can be detrimental to the kidneys of the babies. And that's pretty much it. That's the 7 weird things that I find here in Australia. And if you want to know more about Australia, I've actually created some pros and cons on living in Australia for 2025. Please click this link right here to watch the video. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so that we can continue creating more videos like this. I'll see you next time.